What's happening, everybody? Marcus here, Next Level Recording. Thank you so much for checking out this channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe, smash that notification bell so you know exactly when I'm posting new videos, and let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about being organized. Now, there are a number of ways to be organized, but today we're going to be focusing on 3 things that are not only going to help you, but they're going to help the next person in line who might be working on the same project as you. Let's start with the most basic thing that you could possibly ever imagine, and that is just labeling your tracks or your files. I can't tell you how many times I receive sessions or files from somebody and they are all over the place. There's audio dupe 1, audio dupe 74, names that are 16,000 letters and numbers in them when they really could have just been labeled kick drum, snare drum, bass guitar, lead vocal, lead harm, ad lib 1, whatever it might be. Just label them so whoever you're sending them to, or even for yourself, you know exactly what everything is as soon as you look at it. Now, with that organization and labeling things, if you are going to send files to somebody, I like to personally bucket them to whatever they are. And what I mean by that is I create a main folder, and then in that folder, there are subfolders of my drums, my keyboards, my guitars, my background vocals, harmonies, ad-libs. They're all in their old folders, organized, labeled, ready to go. So when you send that to somebody, they can open it up and say, hey, all the drums are right here, instead of having 150 tracks, the kick drum's at the top, the snare drum's at the bottom, the rack tom is halfway in the middle. They have to search for it. Don't create work for the next person in line. Do the extra work yourself, do it the right way, be organized, and when you work with other people, they're going to want to continue working with you because they know, hey, this guy is organized. I'm never missing audio files. I never have to ask him if they sent me something or what the BPM of the song is, what this file is supposed to be. Is this supposed to be included in the song, or is this something that you accidentally put in the files? Be organized, label things, put them in buckets if you're sending entire files to somebody else, and they're gonna love you forever because of it. All right, now the second thing is being organized in your session. Now, I'm assuming you're working on a template. I highly recommend doing that if you're not. So everything's always the same, and the only thing you have to do is import the audio files and route them. Now, let's take it one step further. Say everything is in your session, everything's routed, you're ready to go. Color code things. I color code things the same exact thing every single time. And not only that, everything is in the same order every single time in my sessions. My drums are first, my bass guitar comes next, my electric guitars come after that, keyboards, any miscellaneous stuff like stomps, snaps, whatever it might be, background vocals, lead vocals, so on and so forth. And they're colored the same every single time. Drums are red, bass guitars orange, electric guitars are yellow, keyboards are green. Whatever it is that you want to remember them by, do that, but do that consistently in every single session. When you do that, now instead of reading the track names to find something, you automatically know, hey, I need to de-ess this lead vocal a little bit more. I know that my lead vocal is hot pink, so all I have to do is look up, find the hot pink one, and bam, I can make that change instantaneously, basically. So color code your tracks so you can visually see everything better, and also put them in the same order every single time so you know not only can I see the color, but I know where it is in the session. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is consolidating your clips if you're sending them to a mixing engineer to mix the song. Now, what I mean by that is this. Say you have a part of a vocal in the bridge that has a bunch of silence from the beginning of the session to where that starts. Well, typically you're going to cut all that out and you're going to fade into that vocal. But when you export, you actually need to consolidate that clip back to the beginning of the session. And you need to do that for every single track that's in your session. And what that does is when the mixing engineer gets the files and imports them into his session, they start at the same time, which is the beginning of the session, and everything is in its proper place. Nothing is shifting around. So he doesn't have to say, hey, does this go here? do I need to move it a little bit? Oh, something doesn't seem right here. You already consolidated them. They're all the same length starting at the beginning of the session. Nothing is shifting. So all he needs to do is import, route them where it needs to go, and bam, he can get into his mixing process. All right, now the last thing I'm going to be talking about is saving your sessions every single time you open them. When you open a session and you start making changes, it makes changes to that current session that you're on. Typically, I have my session set up, say we had a vocal recording session. It's labeled, whatever I label it, vocal recording session and the date. Now, my next session with that is 2 days later, and I want to comp vocals. So I open the session, I immediately go to save as, I remove vocal recording session, and I replace it with comping session, and now today's date. Now, every single time you do that, you need to save as and change the name of it, change the date. That goes into mixing as well. When I start mixing, I have the way I label it, and then it's mix 1 with the date. I do all my mixing stuff, I send it to the artist. If he gives me revisions 3 days later, I open that file, I save as, I say mix number 2 or mix 1, revision 1, and I put today's date. That way, I never lose what happened in mix 1 in that session, because chances are the first time you do something is the best one that you do. So if you get 7, 8, 9 mixes down the line, the artist might say, you know what, I want to go back to session 1, or I want to go back to session 3 on March 15th. Can we do that and start from there and make these changes, and then I think we're done. If you save as and do it that way, you're never missing a beat, you're never losing anything, and you're organized, and you can say, yeah, we can totally do that. I have that session right here, it's ready to go. Let me know the changes you want, I'll make them, and we'll go from there. And when you make those changes, I would still keep that same one from that date, but now save as the current date. This does all seem like it could be a lot of work, and I totally get that. It is. It takes a few extra minutes to be completely organized, to rename things, to clean things up, to put them in folders, to, send all the information that you need to send to the mixing engineer or whoever it is. But I promise you, it's not only going to streamline your process, but people are going to want to continue working with you because they know you're organized, they know they're getting everything they need, and they don't have any created work from you on their end when they get files from you. That is it from me. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe, smash that notification bell so you know exactly when I'm posting new videos. Leave me a comment in the comments below. If you have any organizational skills that you want to share, I want to hear them. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.